Hello, we're the Bitches with Beards, and we love discussing all things culture.
On this podcast, we chat our top 3 cultural moments of the week.
It's our cultural three-way. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Max. We saw you from across the bar.
And we really like your vibe.
Cheers.
Cheers. Sorry, that was delayed. I had to pick up my teacup.
We're still trying not to get anything on anything. How are you, Daniel?
You know, it's a Thursday. It's about to be a long weekend for me. It's been a week.
It has. You arrived an hour ago, and it's taken an hour to catch everyone up on
everything that's going on in everyone's lives.
Yeah. So how was your week, though?
Week was very busy with work. Frustrating at times, to be very honest. Not going to go into that on the podcast. You got the backstory.
It's fucking amazing.
I want to say it's probably one of my top 10 moments of just like being shocked and in awe. I was just like, really? You're saying this to me? Doesn't matter. My jury duty is officially over.
Yay.
As of 5 p.m. tonight, it's expired, so I no longer have to call in. It's been 2 weeks of it.
I completely forgot you were doing jury duty.
Well, here's the
real juror.
Here's the grand thing is like I was looking forward to serving on a jury. I wanted to, be off of work and sit on a case and, help do my civic duty.
Yeah, my mum was the same. She couldn't wait.
I couldn't wait. And, it was for 2 weeks. And so by about Wednesday of this week, so 2 days ago, or a day ago, sorry, we're recording on Thursday, a day ago, I was just like, please don't tell me that we're going to get to the last day and then you're going to call me in.
Yeah.
Because that means I would have been on quote-unquote jury duty for 2 weeks, and then whatever the length of this case would have been, would have had to serve for that too. I'm like, that just seemed unfair.
No, that's not cool.
That's where I drew the line. Is like, I just wanted to serve during my window. 2 weeks. But anyways, it's over. It is what it is. I made a discovery this week.
Ooh.
So, if you have a library card, listeners, download the app Libby. So, it's a way of essentially getting audiobooks.
Yes, I've heard of this one.
Audiobooks, and then also having ebooks. But you can also download magazines. And here's the thing. If you have a library card, you can subscribe to all of these magazines without having to get a subscription.
Oh.
So, for $20 a year for your library card, you can have access to all the Vogues and Garden and Guns and Architectural Digest.
Slap Grannies.
Well, right. I mean, anyways, you can have all your Harper's Bazaar and, Vanity Fairs that you want to.
Very good little hints and tip.
Yeah, so it's making my blog mornings on Saturdays a lot more cozy with my iPad.
Wonderful.
Because I'm like, flip through my magazines. How's your week been, dear?
Oh, well, fucking, yeah. Yeah. Sunday we had everyone over for roast dinner, roast lamb. It was lovely.
It was delicious.
Nice to have everyone over and just sort of in the room in the kitchen with some company. Week was tough. Tuesday night, I'll keep this quick because it got a bit traumatic, but our little buggy bear suddenly had respiratory problems and we had to get him to emergency vet. Long story short is that they did do some x-rays. He's got a mass on his esophagus. Yeah. So we're still waiting to see. He has an appointment booked for a specialist. So it was pretty scary. He's stable now. When I say stable, it sounds like he's still kind of on a ventilator, but he calmed down. The anti-inflammatories he's on seem to be working. Though you point in the back, I could hear water running. Is because unfortunately he did have a wee little accident, no pun intended. But his body, he's still I think a little bit out of sorts, but he's doing very well, and now is coming on vacation with us. We'll say vacation. Daniel was going to watch him, weren't you, for a couple of days while we went on our anniversary, and
right.
We had to change plans because it wouldn't be fair because he has to be carried up and down the stairs, and so now we have a bug coming with us, but he's going to enjoy the mountain air and convalesce like a Victorian lady.
Yes. I said that to you this morning. I'm like, like a Victorian lady.
I know, buddy. So, Dave, shall we move on to the foreplay section?
Yes, we should. So, my foreplay for this week, or my top 3 things that I want to share culturally. 2 former television shows, One of them is Bridgerton Season 4, Part 1. I didn't like the season. Okay, I liked the first episode whenever they met.
Yeah.
I liked the scene of them meeting. I didn't care for the narrative leading up to it. I liked the show starting episode 3 and 4.
Yes.
I happy with that. Didn't like how episode 4 ended, though. The entire comment of "Be My Mistress" drove me fucking mad, which is what most of the commentary online has been. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. As a historian, I do understand this, but I'm still like, you have got to be kidding me, Shonda. Really? Anyways, moving on from that television show to the next one is How to Get to Heaven from Belfast.
Yes, which we've been loving.
Oh my gosh, from the producer of Derry Girls, writer of Derry Girls.
Writer and creator of Derry Girls.
Writer, creator of Derry Girls.
Lisa McGee.
So good. I absolutely loved it. I know you're watching it
Yes.
right now. It was chef's kiss. It's dark. It's twisted. It is humorous at times.
It's very funny.
It is very funny, but it's not the same funny as Derry Girls.
No.
Like, they are not soul sisters by any means.
But it feeds off the thing that they said. I remember reading about Derry Girls and where they said the humour really comes from in that is that Irish families and Irish people are funny. They have this cadence and delivery that makes everything funny, and that's why Derry Girls like played into that. Is that even between the jokes, just the conversations between the adults were funny, just delivery. So I think that's where How to Get to Heaven is working so well, is that just the casual deliveries of certain lines are really funny.
Yes.
They don't need to try too hard on that because the performances are so strong.
Right. And it is mystery based. So, like, if you like a dark mystery, it gets dark.
Yeah.
It gets very dark, but it's very satisfying to go on this trip, is what I'm going to say.
The one thing that I want to say, and I don't want to hold because I know we've got to move on, is that I like how it catches you up at the start of each episode.
Yes.
In that the dialogue is very tight, very well written. There's no on last time on. It is just like there'll be a quick bit of a what happened there? Why did we do this?
Yeah.
And it just catches you up enough. You do have to watch it. I would definitely say that it is a Netflix show in the sense that they're not counting on people going a week between.
No, it's very much you need to watch it within a 2-day period.
But I would say that we are because of the way it's written, is we are retaining knowledge very easily of what is going on, and the pieces are coming together.
Yeah, I would say I watched it over 2 days, and I watched half of the show on one day and then half of the show the next day, and I would say there was less than 24 hours in between the episodes.
You'd watched it Saturday night, hadn't you?
I had started it Saturday night, finished it Sunday morning, and it was one of these, like, it worked. Like, that pacing was good, and it was a really good pace. Finally, my food of the week, I made tons of Greek food.
Yum.
I made lemon orzo salad. I made this Greek slaw. I made lamb meatballs for gyros. I also did lemon grilled chicken for more gyros, and a wonderful cucumber tomato onion salad as well. It was just delicious. It was a good, like, refreshing of the palate, so to speak. So I'm probably going to put that back in my, cycle of menus coming up. So what about you? What were your top 3?
I'm going to say my food of the week is the pavlova I made. It definitely, I've never tried one before. I'd had my stand mixer for a year and I wanted to do it. And the Mary Berry, she had it with pineapple and ginger, and I just did a summer fruits because you can buy a bag of that for cheap in Whole Foods.
Right.
And just doing the cream, but no, pavlova itself and the technique was a new thing I'd wanted to try for a while. It came out for a first attempt, I thought, really well, but I definitely is getting used to the baking time and all that, but I'm glad of that. So movies, I will begin with the second movie of the week.
Okay.
Oh, actually both of them were pretty good. Pillion.
Oh, yes.
Yes, the BDSM biker movie.
Yes.
Excellent. It's really well done. It is funny in places. It's a bit like Weekend but kinky.
Okay.
Filmed in Bromley, which is in the borough next to mine. So I just imagine my Auntie Debbie in the background shopping at Glade Centre. But no, it's really well done. It's funny at the start, and then as you get into a relationship, but it's clearly written. I mean, he says he doesn't know, the director didn't really know the community, but it is looking essentially at the agreement and then how it plays out. And it doesn't shame anyone. It looks very much at consent, and it's definitely, I would definitely give it a go. Second movie, we had the soundtrack on as you walked in.
Yes.
Wuthering Heights.
Yes.
Excellent. I'd highly recommend it. It is the portion of the book that everyone remembers.
The first part.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen it. I mean, I think I haven't read it for years.
I was talking to you. I think I read it last when I was like 14. So like it's been north of 2 decades since I've read it.
So I couldn't remember any of the details. I know the roughly. All I really remembered from reading the book is, and I saw the version I want to rewatch. Actually, it's the Tom Hardy version with Sarah Lancashire as Nellie. Is definitely one that I remember.
You mean Kathy?
No, she was Sarah Lancashire was Nellie the maid.
Oh, Nellie the maid.
Yeah,
sorry.
So yeah, and I definitely want to give that one another go because I love Tom Hardy. But no, it is the portion. It's the romance.
Yeah.
And they kind of they cut out the brother as the character, and they just kind of have the dad, and he takes on both sort of roles. That's it. It's very streamlined, very very stylish. The Charlie XCX music is excellent.
Okay.
And
would you say it's music as character?
It's definitely got its own character. Like they use Chains of Love from the trailer through the montage of her time in the marriage. So you've got this really beautiful Charlie XCX song during this hyper stylized montage.
Got it.
But it looks great. I would definitely give it a go. Just don't be fussy. If you really can't go in and watch an interpretation of a book, then don't go. It's not everyone's thing. But there's enough versions out there. Just type in Wuthering Heights adaptations, and for God's sake, that you've got enough to pick from.
I think there's like 5 of them or something.
I do need to watch the Laurence Olivier version. It's on HBO Max at the moment.
Oh, well,
so give that a go. That was culture for us, but we want to make sure that you're taken care of.
So now it's time to ask the question, who's your top, who's your bottom, and who is your lucky Pierre?
Daniel.
All right, so my bottom for the week is that German football referee Pascal Kaiser was attacked twice in February after proposing to his boyfriend at a football game in Cologne. So this is horrible.
Yes.
Absolutely horrible. And clearly nothing's being done about it. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Quelle surprise.
Yes. All right, my top of the week, and this one pained me so much, and that my lovely favorite Silver Fox news agent, Anderson Cooper, is leaving 60 Minutes, which is a news journal magazine.
Yeah, I saw that. It's not really. It made news, but
it made news for me because Anderson Cooper is like Anderson Cooper. Anyways, but he's been there for 2 decades.
Oh, so he's like there wasn't a
yeah, and it's partially because of the new president of CBS, and they're leaning.
Yeah,
we'll put it that way, for lack of a better word.
So, Daniel, who is your lucky Pierre for the week?
So, my lucky Pierre for the week, the great thing, listeners, about having this new format of the podcast is that we jokingly say, oh, we're playing Sophie's Choice every single week of like what is going to be covered, what is not going to be covered. But it also, I've found, gives the freedom in that we can allow a story to breathe for a week or two and actually see how it shakes out and then actually have a better discussion. So about 2 weeks ago, the New York Times did a joint interview with Chloe Malle and Anna Wintour. So former editor of Vogue, current editor of Vogue. We'll flip that in the order. It lasted about 5 minutes, and the conversation has been at the stark contrast that was going on in this interview. So Chloe is Chloe and was very down to earth, very much approachable, millennial. Anna was Anna. And was very much giving Miranda Priestley in the outfit and everything that she was doing and saying. And this came on the heels of Chloe's first magazine cover. And there has been a lot of critique about this first magazine cover, and that it wasn't really pushing any boundaries. Like, it was safe. And I will admit, it was a very safe cover. Yeah. I don't remember. It wasn't Florence Pugh, but it was someone that looked like Florence Pugh with like a veil. And it was just like, okay, great. You really pushing it there. It's not like having, Michelle Obama on it or something like that.
The thing is, if she had gone the other way, would she have been criticised from pushing and changing too much? And oh my God, what's she doing to Vogue?
Well, and that's what I want to talk about, is that you could see in this interview that it was the new and the old. And it's a question of, how is Vogue balancing during this time of transition? Part of the critique, so there has been critique that, Anna was very on the defense in this interview. And like I said, it's 5 minutes. It was not that much, so to speak. And the reason why people are saying that Anna was on the defense is the final question was, if Vogue had a much bigger budget, what would you do? And Chloe answered, well, if we had a much bigger budget, I would be strengthening our podcast. I would be, having a bigger social media department. I would have everyone's wages be increased by 30%. I would be paying more for travel shoots. I'd be paying for people to be more creative. And then Anna immediately retorts back of, well, they have a healthy budget.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the budget. It's a healthy budget. And someone looked at it and was like, no, your budget is actually notoriously on the cheap side considering what you're doing. People are going
I believe they use the phrase conservative.
Yes, it's very conservative, and that people are going to Vogue for the prestige of being on the resume, but it's
a million girls would die for this position.
Right, but it's really a churning period going on there. And so the question has been, was it a power move for Chloe to say that right in front of Anna, with Anna, who is still in charge of the budget of Vogue, though she's not the executive director of it anymore? And I think it is, yes, a little bit of that. That it was a bit of a power move, to be bluntly honest. But it also shows the change in the direction that's happening in Vogue. And I say this because literally this week, Vogue did a podcast interview. Chloe was the one doing the interview, and it was filmed, and so it was on Instagram, and you could see it. And she, as the executive editor or
editor-in-chief,
was actually conducting the interview, which is something Anna didn't do. So it's showing a bit of rolling your hands up. So Vogue is in transition, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and I don't think it's a bad thing, but it is definitely in transition.
And I wonder, though, is that Anna, was very good at controlling her image. And I do wonder about how much of it is that they're going to, let's not be afraid to play up the dynamic, that there's new people coming in. Do we want to have some fun with that?
Yeah.
Because, They hired she's 40 years old, for fuck's sake. They've hired her to come in. She's obviously got she's in charge of this magazine. How old was Anna when she joined?
She was editor-in-chief for 37 years, so she was about 40
as
well.
You really have to come in with some focus and knowing that. But no, there is going to be some clash. I think that Anna should be careful of coming across old-fashioned.
I think she should as well. Don't get me wrong. Anna is Anna. And it was just watching it. And I personally, the note that I was taking was oh, this is a little bit tone deaf on your part, saying that, your budget is fine. And I'm because clearly it's not reaching the entire audience that it could be reaching.
Yeah. No, they need to up. Obviously, there's a lot more. And Vogue has its name. And I do think, yes, millions of people would want to work for them, to be involved. But then at the same time, it's... you're different at the moment because where you work is where you're meant to be. Whereas when I lost my job, how far the knowledge of my organisation spread was kind of minimal. And how much a Vogue on your resume is going to count anymore. Because yes, it is great that you've got it on there, but if there's a revolving door of people going through it, then it is going to be well, look, everyone else has. So what you did a year working as an intern at Vogue, guess what?
There are 20 people that also did that. Yeah.
But no, I think Chloe's going to be cool. She's going to take a couple of years to find her feet. Yes. I just think I saw the cover; it wasn't brilliant, but at the same time, it's she's not going to win a lot of battles at the moment, so she's just got to do her job. In the words of Miranda Priestley, do your job.
Yes. Now, I will say that there has been a little bit more conversation from the flip side is the I'm going to call them the acolytes of Anna, have been attacking Chloe
Yeah.
for this interview, saying, Vogue is supposed to be this aspirational idea,
Yeah.
high fashion, and what you've given us is not that. So I do agree that she's got to learn the balance in between the two of bringing her own self to it, which, according to the interview, Anna did encourage her to do it for the March issue of, like, point to me where you're actually at in this, which I think is brilliant on Anna's part. But at the same time, Chloe's going to be walking this tightrope. And we'll see how fashion goes.
She's probably got to the September issue, really, hasn't she? And then she's got to...
So the September issue is the issue.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm thinking she's got to...
She has got to oomph that one.
The worst thing it can be is that if Chloe becomes a transitionary editor, is that, yes. That she's more about getting the world used to Vogue without Anna rather than Vogue with her. And I think that'll be a sad one.
Yeah.
But... I think she's just got to stay kind of true to it. I presume that Anna is there to guide her in the background without being too over the top. And
yeah. I mean, I think it's also a time for Anna to learn how to step away.
Yes. I think, the line will be Anna offers her wise counsel. Mm-hmm. Sorry, how your eyes going. Talking of clothes. But no, I think it's going to be definitely interesting. I do hope that, they wouldn't have given the job to someone that isn't going to take something like this and just keep going.
Right.
So good for her.
Yes.
So my culture for the week, we're going to start with my bottom.
Yes.
Former Prince Andrew is arrested and held for hours on suspicion of misconduct over ties to Epstein. I just could not... Bravo. So, going to shoot through this really quickly. The former Prince Andrew is arrested and held for hours by British police Thursday on suspicion of misconduct in public office related to his links with Jeffrey Epstein, an extraordinary move in a country where authorities once sought to shield the royal family from embarrassment. It was the first time in nearly 4 centuries that a senior British royal was placed under arrest, and it's underscored how deference to the monarchy has eroded over recent years. Not deference to the monarchy.
Right.
It is that the monarchy...
I think it's deference to Andrew.
Is personally. That they have got him into a point where it just can't go on.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, King Charles III, whose late mother lived by the motto "Never complain, never explain," took the unusual steps of issuing a statement on the arrest of his brother. You can read it.
Yeah.
Well written.
I mean, I believe he said that the... course of justice has to be allowed to take place. So,
but it's all due with some reports on trade. Yeah. So we'll see what happens yet. But no, unfortunately, this is what it is, and they've done their best with him, and it just got worse and worse.
Yeah, I mean, you do things in the dark, and they come to the light.
So this my top of the week. It was a bit of a weird week. There was some very odd news.
It was a weird week,
but I just wanted to say that. For the Gilded Age, the next crop, I would go for it. By the end of the day, just check out the new crop of Broadway stars that are going to be coming to the Gilded Age season 4. But one thing that I'm very excited about is that the Jordan Danica is who plays the lovely Dr. Henry is being made a permanent member of the cast, so hinting at what decision was made at the end of last season. But also, the lovely Ashley Atkinson, who who played Now Damn It.
Isn't it Mamie Fish?
She Mamie Fish. Thank you, Daniel. Is now going to be season regular as well. They've slowly built that character up really lovely, so I'm excited for that. And
that'll be interesting, just knowing Mamie Fish's actual arc, where we're at with that one.
Exactly. So all very exciting. And just to know that out of the new cast, one that's very exciting is Dennis Haysbert, who got very big in 24 as the president in that, is going to be joining the cast as well.
Interesting.
So yeah, a bit of a mismatch one, but always love to see the Gilded Age and its Broadway summer school that it offers us. Right, which leaves us to the Lucky Pierre of the week. Now, I only have a couple of minutes. Mine with Lucky Pierre was that the new Mandalorian trailer was out. But I wanted to really ask you, Daniel, you're a Star Wars fan.
Yes.
You enjoy Star Wars movies.
Yes.
I don't think you've watched The Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett.
I have not.
How do you feel about this? Did you see the last of the Rise of Skywalkers and all that at the cinema? Have you seen them?
I'm going to be very honest with you, Max. I am very much I've seen episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and that has been it.
So why are you not watching them anymore?
I'm going to be very honest. So I watched 4, 5, and 6 with my dad.
Yeah.
Very young. And it was about the time right before episode 1 came out.
Yeah.
And so it was sort of like a thing that I did with my dad and my brother. And then, it went quiet for decades.
Yeah.
And by the time they came back, I was not as involved with Star Wars as you were.
Yes.
We'll put it that way. And here's the thing. I enjoy them, but it's just like, I'm not like, oh, I must watch this. I must watch that. It was for a certain period, so to speak. But I find it a very fascinating world. We'll put it that way. So I could probably get back into it. I do think like I would watch Andor.
Yes.
Like, I feel like that's the one that I'm like, if I was going to go back to that world, I'm like, Andor is probably the one that I'm going to do.
Okay, little buddy. But do you... So, would you say now... And this is just a kind of... Because I know some people pick up Star Wars and they leave it. But Mandalorian and Grogue is a sequel to a 3-season show. And it looks fantastic. The scope is there for a cinematic movie, a storytelling, a bigger budget and that sort of thing. Hey, buddy. You okay? You okay, little buddy? But would you say, do you feel now the prestige nature of Star Wars is passing slightly?
I feel like maybe a little bit, and I think it's only because there have been so many television shows.
Yeah,
and I do mean the wide range of television shows, from like the animated shows, multiple versions of that, to the other one-off shows, and then the one-off movies here and there. And I'm just like, I feel like it's no longer Godfather level, if that makes sense. This
was the interesting thing, is that when they bought up when Disney bought it up, the one idea was that every 2 years would be a Skywalker saga, and then the years between would be a Star Wars story. And so, but then someone said is that you can't maintain that level of prestige over something that comes out regularly. So this is my thing, is I'm very excited. The trailer looks excellent. It looks like it's going to really like start to explore the time period between that and the First Order. How it's going to make it feel fresh, knowing how it essentially ends is another story. But that's just for us to work out. And I really am looking forward to seeing, like more engaged in that part of the Star Wars universe. But I just saw that and was like, I wonder whether or not this is culture for Daniel, who I do consider someone that has watched stuff, who does see stuff, but you're very much a casual one. And it's interesting to know that even as a cinematic level, it's still kind of like, no, I've not watched the show, and I might watch it if I watch it. I feel like if I were to hear great reviews about it, and I'm not, and I mean no offense by this, if I heard great reviews about The Mandalorian from someone other than you, someone other than you said great reviews about it, I would probably be like, okay, maybe I should give the show a watch and then watch the film. Yeah. And it's nothing against you, my dear friend, but it's just like your love for that universe, which I get on certain things, is not a casual viewer like I am for that. Well, I'm so hurt. We're going to have to end the episode right now. Daniel, do you have any culture for next week? Culture for next week. Isn't there supposed to be an announcement about an award season show or something? I don't know. Possibly. Who knows? Who knows? Well, my culture would hopefully be a nice weekend in West Virginia. And with that, Daniel, I think we've done this third justice. I'm Daniel. And I'm Max. And this has been our Cultural Three-Way. Cheers. Cheers. A big thank you to everyone for tuning in to Daniel Max's Cultural Freeway and for giving us a listen. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and review, and follow us on the socials. You can find us under Bearded Bitch Pod or Bitches with Beards. Please remember that only a mother could love our views and opinions, and they reflect us and no one else. We'll be here next week, unless we're cancelled.